why is it that men still find it very difficult to go to the maintenance court?
Okay, the first reason is that mostly it will be the mothers who stay with the kids.
Yeah.
Most often than not, it's the father who leaves, the mother stays with the kids, and then they are the ones then who go apply for maintenance.
Yes.
In those cases where it's the father who stays with the kids, you find that the mother is not employed anyway.
Yeah.
So there's no point in taking them to court. But the number one reason is pride.
Sure.
Men have got this pride that, look, I'm the man, I'm staying with my kids, I'm just going to maintain my kids. Even those cases where the man actually came to us for maintenance, there was a lot of emotions involved.
Yeah.
That, she left with everything in the house and she's not even assisting me. So there were those dynamics at the back.
Yeah.
But those people who just separate amicably and the father they decide that the kids are going to stay with the father, then the pride thing comes in. I'm not going to bother her. I'm just going to maintain my kids. I'm the man.
Sure. 089-110-2000. We're talking to Advocate Mzo Madolo, and we're getting some education, and I'm hoping that the brothers as well can be empowered after this conversation, because you have the right to your child. On the line, we've got Sydney from Hammanskraal. Sydney, use your time very, very wisely. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time. I've got Advocate here. Get straight to the point, Baba. What's your issue?
How are you, Dompi? My question is simple. It's about education. I'm not staying with my child. Also, his mother is not staying with the child. So I want to change my daughter's education to take him somewhere that is better education than where he stays. So now, for me to give my daughter a better education, which is we agree about that thing. So I have to move my daughter from his grandmother's place to take him to somewhere where he can get a better education. So how do we do that?
All right. All right, Baba, we've heard your story. I'm going to let you go, and then you're going to listen to the advocates on the radio, okay?
Okay.
All right. So there you go. We've got mother and father agreeing to the fact that the child needs a better quality of education, and yet it is the extended family, the grandmother and the uncle saying, no, this child is not going anywhere because we've raised her or him. Therefore, we feel like we also have rights in the upbringing and the decisions. We have a say.
Frankly, the mother of the child must own up, go there and take the child, because she has every right.
Yeah.
She has every right to just go home and go fetch the child.
Yeah.
Especially because this is for the child's best interest. Okay, if now the mother, because of whatever, she doesn't feel that she can do that, Sydney has got more rights than the grandparents on the child.
Yeah.
Being the father of the child, he has more rights. So if the mother cannot just go there and fetch her child, then Sydney can go to the court and ask the court then to order that the child be given to him as the father of the child.
Yeah.
Because if the child is not staying with the mother, then the next best person is the father. So he has that right. So the easiest would be for the mother to go fetch the child, but if that is not possible for whatever reason, then Sydney can go himself there to the court and ask the court to release the child to him.
Wonderful. And then we've got Dikeledi from Bloemfontein. Dikeledi, you're live on Radio 2000. Please, Sissy, get straight to the point. What is your question or comment?
All right. My question is, how do we determine the maintenance amount that should be paid? And is it possible to force somebody to see the child, especially if the child has psychological effects because of the separation?
All right, Dikeledi, please listen on the radio, and the advocate will answer your specific question, okay? Thank you for that. So how do we determine the actual amount of money that needs to be paid every single month? And the child seems to have some psychological issues. Therefore, he or she is not being allowed to be seen by the father. If I'm understanding the scenario correctly.
Yeah, I think what she's saying is that, can you force someone to see the child?
Aha.
I would look, technically you can. You can go to court and have the court make an order that the child visits with both parents at regular intervals.
Yes.
But why would you want to do that? Because I think personally that would put the child in more psychological stress to go to this person who doesn't want
There we
them.
go.
Because you cannot legislate love.
For sure.
You cannot
Hey.
legislate love and care. So I don't know if you really want to put your child in that situation. You'd rather then spend your money on trying to help your child cope with the situation as it is. Because I think it would be even difficult now to force a person to actually see the
Yeah.
child. Technically, yes, you can have that order made, but still he has to come on Fridays to pick up the child.
Yes.
Will he come? And then if he doesn't come, are you going to run to court on Monday?
Yeah.
Get him arrested for not
Eish.
coming. So it's a long process that I don't think at the end of the day will actually even benefit the child. So that's something to consider. And then as far as consideration of the amount to ask
You
for.
took a deep breath when she asked. You were like, "Whew."
No, it's only because it's a bit of a long answer. I'm
Yeah.
going to really try to shorten it as much as possible. You calculate, you state what you need for the child each month.
Yes.
So what you spend on the child.
So that would be education, clothes,
Food,
groceries, or
medical expenses, rent and electricity.
Rent and electricity.
all that.
Okay, so
Yeah.
all of that gets factored in.
In,
The
yes.
rent, because the
The
child
rent.
lives in that house.
Yes.
Okay.
So basically how you calculate rent and electricity and all those kind of things, you divide it according to the number of people who
That are
live in
living
the house.
Got you.
So if it's you and the child, you take 2/3 and the child takes 1/3.
Got you.
So it's not 50-50
Got
if
you.
it's you and the child. So you divide and then you put those amounts down. And then you decide how much you need for food, how much school fees is. So everything that has proof, you must bring proof. For instance, school fees. I mean, you have proof. You can easily prove how much it is. Transport that you pay,
Yeah.
you can easily prove. But something like groceries, there's no proof there.
Yes.
So you can state how much you need for groceries.
Yeah.
So if it's a large amount,
I was about
obviously
to
you have
say.
you have to be able to
Justify it.
But things like medical expenses, those are clear. So you state all those. So you have to separate your monthly expenses from your quarterly expenses and your yearly expenses
Sure.
and your once-off expenses, because there are things that are just once-off.
Yes.
A pram for the child, it's a
Yes.
once-off. There are things that are quarterly, perhaps some extramural activities
Yes,
at school,
yes.
and then there's monthly things. So you have to separate those. So you don't just lump everything together. And then you can divide then the yearly and the quarterlies so that you get a monthly expense.
Yeah.
And then you then combine all those expenses. This is how much I need every month to be able to maintain the child. And then that's the amount you ask for.
And the court is able to determine if I'm like now making these exorbitant amounts,
Yeah,
and I'm
most
just
definitely.
like, ngifuna ukumbonisa uSipho igroza yami 5,000 rand a month.
Yeah.
Ngifuna ukumbonisa school fees 12,000 rand. The court is able to sift through the drama and the pettiness
Yes.
to say, no, sissy,
Yeah,
you are
because
being-
you have to justify.
you have to justify,
justify.
and you have to bring proof.
And when it comes to groceries, the court can even ask you to state exactly what it is that you
Wow.
buy. So if you bring a large amount, exorbitant amount, 5,000 rands for a 2-year-old, the court is going to ask you exactly what it is that you buy. So you have to bring a grocery list basically. And then you tell us, okay, if you buy 500 mils of milk, how long does it last?
Yo.
You know, those kind of questions, because they really go deep when things seem
A
like
little bit
that,
unnecessary, yeah.
But if it's a reasonable amount, the court will just go straight to the point.
Wonderful. On the line, we've got Anonymous from Pretoria. Anonymous, thank you so much for staying on the line. The advocate is here. Get straight to the point. What's your question?
I've been paying maintenance since 2010, and then they don't want me to see my daughter. Recently I took the mother to court, and then we drafted a parental plan. So I'm supposed to see her twice every month, and then the first week that I went to fetch her, the grandmother told me, no, you're not going to have her. So I don't know what to do anymore. I'm even thinking of paying maintenance and then just leave her.
Yo. Thank you so much. Siyabonga ne baba. Listen on the radio.
Okay.
The advocate will speak to your issue specifically. Thank you.
Okay, the first thing, please do not stop maintenance. Remember, the maintenance is not for the grandmother, it's not for the mother, it's for the child.
Yeah.
So if you stop the maintenance, it's the child that's going to suffer. So
And you're
please
also
do not
breaking
stop
the
the
law
maintenance.
as well.
That's number two. You're also breaking the law. You could find yourself arrested for non-payment, or the maintenance can be garnished, from your salary. So you
Yeah.
don't really want that. Continue to pay the maintenance, but since now you already have a parental plan, you take your parental plan to the children's court. Let the children's court make it a court order. And then when it's a court order, it means that the next time they refuse you, then you have a right to go to the police station. They can get arrested, or the police can forcefully help you take the child. So you have something that you can do. So don't stop paying maintenance. Take your parental plan to the children's court, let it be made a court order, and then use that.
Yes. Again, it's going back to what you had said initially, that maintenance and visitation, they are two separate things.
Exactly.
So you still have an obligation to pay maintenance every single month. You still have an obligation to see your child, Whether you still pay the maintenance or not, you have the right to see your child. Advocate, unfortunately, we've ran out of time. There are people that want to call you, that want to have to see you so that they can talk to you about their specific cases. How do we get a hold of you?
I can supply my email address.
Yes, please.
mmadolo, MADOLO, at justice.gov.za.
That's mmadolo@justice.gov.za. Wonderful. This has been so enlightening. Thank you so much.
And it's a great pleasure.
We are normally looked at as very biased here on the show because it's females. We are like, yeah, Batalani maintenance. But now we're doing this show for the guys.
Yeah.